Welcome to Trendnation, where we have the best and hot topics and entertainment for you. First of all, we want to give a shout out to our sister who is under the weather, Ms. Carla Monet Shaw. We send love and blessings to you. Yes. So get well soon, and we'll see you right back here on the stage. Now, first of all, what we want to do is just introduce our guests that are coming. Tony Ray Leg. I hope I got that right. Charlotte Adley from Theater Momentum. Also Heather Bartholomew, she's a yoga instructor. And we're going to have a lot of other hot topics talking about Rod Blagojevich and all the rest of that stuff. So let me introduce our host here. We got Phoebe, we got my man here, Lawrence, and Leah. Yes. And so
he didn't do that right. I'm Phoebe LaShawn Craig. I'm one of your hosts. And the only female appeal. Come back, Carla. Well, she's not included. I'm sorry. I take that back. Just playing.
Lawrence, what you got, man?
All right, I'm Lawrence, and I'm going to be talking about the Trump acquittal, and then we're also going to be talking about Gayle King's interview, which is a very hot topic right now.
And of course, I'm your girl, Leah Lukey R, and I'm going to be giving you guys the Trendy Beats Blast. We're going to talk about my all-star recap. Of course, I'll be kicking it with the platinum recording artist, Ohio's very own MC Brains. And of course, we got a performance later on with my boy, Dolo Lil Ty. So stay tuned. I'm going to give it all to you.
That's right. So don't go anywhere. Get you something to drink, something to eat. Sit on down and enjoy it. This is Trendnation.
Trendnation.
Ooh, yes, that's right there. That music lets you know it's about to be real. Y'all already know, man. Trendnation. I'm your girl, Leah Lukey R. Today, I'm about to give y'all some knowledge, some information on my very close friend, platinum recording artist, MC Brains, Ohio's very own.
Yes, sir.
Phoebe, she's also in the building with me. She's gonna get some info, probably some stuff that some inboxes probably didn't reaped up and ask her for some requests and all that good stuff. But
we have.
let's just jump into it, because legends is very hard to have the opportunity to interview one, first off and foremost. So thank you for being able to come here. I know you just got here. I know you literally just drove in and you're here. So that's love, by the way, because he's no sleep and you have an event tonight. So we're definitely going to get into that. But let's take it back. Let's bring it back. We're looking at the 90s, all right? We don't want to talk about our age too much because I'm 21. But let's get into it. So, of course, a lot of people know you from the platinum, the song Oochie Coochie. I can say that. So let's get into that, because that song got me in trouble. I'm just going to go ahead and let you have it.
Well, my career started, as a youngster. I've been rapping since I was about 11 years old. And I got my first deal through Michael Bivins, the East Coast Family, with Boyz II Men, ABC, BBD, and I was the first solo act in the whole East Coast Family. My single came out when I was 17 years old. When we put the single out, it literally went platinum like in minutes. You know what I mean? And I had the #1 song in the country for a couple months. And I've went around the world performing and traveling it, from Europe to Japan, all of the United States, and just pushing forward with my career. And if you didn't know, did you know this? That what does my name stand for?
What, MC Brains?
Yeah.
No, I know. I don't. Is the MC the acronym?
MC is just Master of Ceremony.
And then Brains?
Bringing raps and instrumentals nonstop.
You know what? Didn't you have that in one of your songs? See, it's coming to me. It wasn't actually one of his songs. Shout out to all the dirty people who was thinking otherwise. I would not be me if I wouldn't keep it 100 with all the Trendnation followers and, of course, those that's in the audience. I'm just going to be 100. You have those that don't know how to use brains.
Yeah, I totally agree.
In the way they should, okay?
Yeah.
But then you followed up with one of course, one of my other favorite songs. I mean, he has a lot, but then you also have those moments that you have certain songs on certain albums. So you follow that up with one of my songs, which is Brainstorming, and that was with Boyz II Men. Tell us how that collaboration got.
Well, actually, that was the third follow-up. The second follow-up was Everybody's Talking About MC Brains with Val Young from the Mary Jane Girls.
Okay.
That was the second video. And then Brainstorming came out, and that was featuring Boyz II Men. When I went in the studio with Boyz II Men with that song, it's funny because I wrote the songs as a youngster before I even got a deal. I wrote those songs when I was probably like 14, 15 years old because I was just going through puppy love and stuff like that. And that was before I even got a deal, you know what I'm saying? And when I got to them, I started rapping it. Boyz II Men sung the hook, and then we actually did 2 songs, and they made me sing one of my raps all the way through. So everywhere that I was singing, they made me sing, actually.
Wow.
If you have not yet heard it, of course, it's all on YouTube. You can always get the album. It's always out streaming, and
Yeah.
he has a lot of other stuff. We're gonna kind of stray a little bit from, because you got a lot of stuff going on after
Yeah, a whole lot.
that.
Whole lot.
Phoebe, I'm gonna actually have you step in on that about the he doing skits now. Skits. This young man here.
So, ironically, I was on the phone with my cousins, Jakee and Ozzy. Hey, girls. So they were. I was just saying, oh, I gotta get prepared for the show tomorrow, and I was like, girl, who y'all interviewing this time? Oh, girl, you know, MC Brains. MC Brains! So we had this all big ordeal. So I was I was told that I need to do this. So, with his permission, this is for you, Ozzy. But no, we ain't finna do it like that. We finna do it like this.
Wait a minute. That's why he got.
No,
that's
do it
why
like
people
this, do it
got
like this.
kids off his phone.
See, it's all about the hands. She say, oh, touch his hands. So here you go. I'm touching his hands. So I did. Good thing I don't have a boyfriend. That worked out for me. So
I ain't touching his hands.
So
I ain't doing it.
I think I did my due diligence. So hopefully they'll have a glass of wine for me later.
Hey, in response to that, like really, I've always been so appreciative of my female fans because, like literally, the guys would just come to my shows because all of the women gonna be there. And since my career, the women has bagged me. Like I've always made music for women. So the gangster rappers and all that stuff used to be like, oh, he's soft, oh, he can't do that. But I never cared because when I pulled up to my show, the line was down the street with women that's fully supporting me. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to just say just to the ladies out there, like, thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you. And even today, years later, they still on the internet supporting me and moving forward, man, and I'm just so appreciative of the ladies. You know, that's like really big, and they still fans. You know what I mean?
We appreciate you because this was like 2 months ago. My cousin was like, man, what happened to MC Brains' fine self? Girl, he on Instagram. You know, all this whole slew of things 2 months ago about MC Brains, all on Facebook. Oh, he's fine, girl. He's still fine. You know what I'm saying? So much was going on that post, and to find out 2 months later, you're being interviewed here. Trendnation is so honored.
I can't tell y'all.
My sister dragged me down.
Yeah,
We appreciate your sister.
I appreciate y'all. I can't tell y'all about my Facebook and the comments. It'd have to be a Trendnation after dark. If I go through mine, they waste no time with and then of course, I blast them out on, Facebook, letting the people know he'd be here and his event and stuff like that. And then after that, it was inboxes. It was all right. So we're gonna just gonna go into the skits. So actually, you know what? Let's back it up. Let's go. Let's back it up. Let's do the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
If y'all do not know, bro is inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which is an honor.
Right.
It's definitely an honor. So let's talk about how that all happened, and there's a whole bunch of stuff that's in it.
Yeah, it's like that was like the most The most fun I ever had in my life was playing football for my high school. I was a quarterback for my high school, so I've always been a superstar. You know how you talk about you're a legend, you're a superstar? I was the shortest person on the field and was first string quarterback.
Quarterback.
The
Quarterback.
short
Look at-
people always, baby. We
Shortest
always the
person on the
bomb.
field.
Short.
Yeah. So, but I say that to say that was the most fun I ever had in my life and the most exciting thing. But it was so breathtaking. The way I ended up in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is rest in peace to my road manager. He would be here right now. I lost him maybe about a good 4 months ago. And
Sorry.
we were sitting having a conversation one day, and I said, bro, I'm ready to take a table and sit in front of the Rock and Roll, because it's in my city. I'm ready to take a table and sit in front of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and get a petition signed for me to get in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I should be there. I'm Ohio's first platinum rap artist. So I wanted to be there. And he was like, nah, bro, because it's going to be hot out there, man. You know, and he was a little heavy. And he was like, nah, man, we don't want to do that. Just give me about 2 weeks and let me make a couple calls. You got enough credentials to get in there. Okay. So he finally got in contact with someone over at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And he said, ma'am, can I give you a piece of history? She said, sure, sir. And he was so persistent is why she actually ended up talking to him. And she said, he asked her, can you Google something? And she said, yeah. So she Googled my name. She said, that's Cleveland's, Ohio, and Cleveland's first platinum rap artist. She said, oh, wow, I see. We didn't know. So literally shortly after that, maybe a couple months later, they asked me for some artifacts. So I sent them a couple artifacts on pictures, and they picked the artifacts that they wanted. They picked a pair of my sneakers. And they picked a pair of my sneakers, and on the side of them it said Cleveland is home.
Nice.
So that's probably why they wanted those sneakers. And I remember when I found out that they were actually being placed, it's the first time I witnessed tears of joy.
Wow.
Nice. I like that.
And I didn't even, I'm talking about, this is the first time in years. I've never. But I was sitting in my car. Came outside of the studio, and I sat in my car, and I was by myself, and I just kept feeling myself laughing and crying, and I couldn't stop. It was just, I could not stop, and it was just crazy. It was a weird feeling, and I remember just thanking God for just giving me that opportunity to be able to do that. Like my grandkids is gonna see that. Their grandkids is gonna see that. I signed a deed that's there forever.
Beautiful.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm in a wall called The Rapper's Delight, History of Hip Hop. And I'm next to Biggie, I'm next to Tupac, I'm next to Beastie Boys.
Where's that actually located? Like the actual...
It's located in Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay, I'll get, for those who want to see it or is, in that area, I'll have that information for you guys a little bit later so you can, go check it out and embrace the tears and the laughter at the same time like he did.
And I go there, I go all the time. They see me pop out. I say, I'm just coming to see my exhibit.
Just in the neighborhood.
Right, exactly.
I live 6 hours away. Right. Just slide through real quick.
Just taking a cruise.
But it was just such a blessing, like, out of all the work, being a recording artist, it ain't easy. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I come from a history of music, from my grandfather to my father, and it's just in my blood. You know what I'm saying? So I'm unhappy doing it. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. So you climb all of these hurdles and you hop all these fences, but at the same time, even though it's hard, it's something that I can't live without. I'm an unhappy man if I'm not doing it.
Right.
So I'm in too deep to be stopping doing what I'm doing.
Oh, love it.
I hope you don't, though.
But we skipped the second album, which is Brainwashed, which featured Jazzy Faye. Jazzy Faye did 4 tracks on there.
Shout out to Jazzy.
You know what I'm saying? I had a few people on that album, Pockets from California, and we did a no promo deal with that. I did that through Ichiban Records. But we did a no promo deal, and we moved like 250,000 records. That's without no promo, no nothing, just going on the road doing what I do.
That's what I'm talking. That's hustle.
That is true.
And then, from there, I just, I'm a gigger. You know what I'm saying? I come from the scene of gigging. And, that's how you get out and you go make your money. You go to the clubs and I'm going to the club tonight.
Right. So real quick, just tell us a little, sample of the skits that you've been doing now.
Well, I have a show called The Brains Davis Show. It's a variety show. It's a platform for recording artists, up-and-coming artists, and things like that to be able to showcase their music. And I should show break dancers, DJs, graffiti artists, and the whole nine. But it focuses on the sketches that I do. I was a clown as a kid and just never really had a chance to really be it because MC Brains was just too cool. And then, you know, after you get older, you start exploring and, you know, certain things you're not so bashful or not too big to do. And all of my friends see me being a nut all the time. They're like, man, we need to put this on camera. So I do all of my makeup, I do all of my wardrobe,
Wow.
I write, I do all the writing.
You guys got to see.
So how long you been doing it though?
The Brains Davis show started maybe 3 months ago.
So is that on YouTube as well?
Yes,
Oh my
yes.
God, you
I gotta
guys.
find
All you
that.
gotta do is look up thebrainsdavidshow.com.
Okay.
The Brains Davis Show. But we have the serial killer.
Oh goodness.
Check. we gonna wrap it up, but check out the one. I like the one with the plumber. That's all I'm gonna tell you. That's all I'm gonna tell you. And his cigarette, it just never falls. Check it out though. But you know we gotta wrap it up. But you know he's definitely in town, so we're gonna have some fun with him. Thank you for coming on. Tell everybody where they can reach you at and check you out.
Everybody can reach me at Instagram, MC Brains, MCBRAINZ. You can catch me on Facebook, MC Brains, BRAINZ. You can also catch me on Facebook as Brains Davis. You know what I mean? So, and then you can also catch me at mcbrains.com. I got all kind of free music, music to buy, music to stream. All of my music is there. A lot of people say, "Do you got any new music? Do you got any music?" It's all at mcbrains.com.
Where are you gonna be tonight?
Tonight I'm going to be at Elegant Bar and Grill in Richton Park.
I will be there.
Come out and we're gonna have a ball.
It's a 90s party.
It's a 90s party.
Hey, stay tuned. We got more Trendnation.
Awesome sauce, Trendnation.
That's dope.
Nice. Awesome. This is a great interview.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. We still talking. Sorry.
Welcome back to Trend Nation. I'm Chris Greer. We have some special guests here. Tony Releg, did I get it right? Hopefully. And Charlotte Atlee. Now, Tony is the owner of Pendulum Space Rehearsal and Performance Venue. It's located on the north side of Chicago. And we have Ms. Charlotte Atlee. She is one of the members of the acting troupes. Acting troupe?
Yeah, the theater
She's
company.
one of the acting
Theater company.
Theater, right? Well, the theater company. I'm sorry, I'm gonna get it together. And so, what we want to talk about is what classes do you offer there at Pendulum Space?
Well, Pendulum Space is the venue. Theater Momentum is the school and the company and the training center and the everything. It's the big overarching umbrella thing. We offer classes in dramatic improvisation, which is we think we're the only school in the country.
70% sure.
70%. Yeah.
Definitely the only one in Chicago.
Definitely the only one in
okay.
Chicago
That's
that
good.
offers dramatic improv as a training center. We do 5 levels of classes, which culminates in your own performance. And we basically teach people how to be more than just funny when they're doing their improvisation. So we do kind of dramatic improvised plays.
Okay.
That's the simplest way to put it, I guess.
Okay, is it more of like a classical type thing? Is it like Shakespeare, or is it more of a modern type of flair to it?
It's more modern.
Contemporary.
Yeah.
Contemporary.
Yeah, it's more contemporary. We don't have like a specific style that we shoot for. We don't like play around with styles a lot.
We do sometimes.
We do sometimes. We end up there. Yeah, they do. They do the shows, and then once it's the show, they do whatever they want to do, which is great.
Okay, cool. So Charlotte, how long have you been with Theater Momentum?
So I started working with Theater Momentum in, I want to say March of 2018, so 2 years.
Oh, okay, cool. So how you enjoy it so far?
I
Probably if
adore
you stuck
it.
there.
Yeah.
Stuck in there for a couple of years, yeah, you probably enjoy it.
Yeah, it's a really fun space. It's really great to do this kind of work, and the community is incredibly supportive. So.
Okay. Do you consider yourself more of a dramatic actress or
I-
comedic or?
I Comedy is hard. Comedy is a little bit more
everybody's not
challenging
funny.
than drama. Yeah, not everybody's funny. I hope that I'm funny, but I know I'm good at drama, so that's where I'm
Okay,
at.
well, that's good. That's good. Now, you have a dramatic improv festival coming up, or?
Yeah, that's coming up in September. It's going to be the 11th through the 13th, and it's our second year doing it. Hey!
Okay. All right.
We did it last year in October, and we were at 3 different venues. We were at our theater at Pendulum Space, and we took over the Rast Ballet space across the hall from us, and we were at Laugh Out Loud Theater down the street.
Okay.
And we're going to have something like 40 performances all told,
Oh,
because
wow.
there's multiple performances per slot, per
Wow,
show.
that is
So it'll be like at
cool.
8 o'clock, at 10 o'clock.
A whole variety
and all the
you can
different
pick
venues.
from.
Yeah.
People coming in from all over the country to perform or take classes. So.
Yeah.
Or teach.
Or teach classes, or take
Okay,
classes.
cool.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah. It's
Now,
the only festival I can think of that actually does that specifically.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's any others that do it that way. And if
Or
there are,
special.
if we're not, and there are other theaters out there that do it, I want to hear from them. I want to talk to these people. I want
Oh,
them
yeah,
to come out
definitely.
and be a part. So.
It's definitely something very interesting. What made you decide to get into this?
I've been doing improv since 1992, so I'm old.
It's longer than I've been alive.
But I did short form comedic improv for like 10 years. Came to Chicago, ran through a bunch of the schools here and did all that. And it didn't really speak to exactly the kind of like deep moments that I wanted to have that occasionally would pop up, and it was just like, that can we do? Oh, it's gone. So you kind of have to like make your own space to build that. And I ended up getting to work with a couple of teachers, Nick Cannell, who was over at IO Theater, and then Don Hall, who used to run WNEP Theater. And Don especially like pushed us to be just theatrical. If it was comedic, it was comedic. If it was dramatic, it was dramatic.
Right.
And just be whatever it is the show needed to be. And that ended up pushing us, this workshop group that I had put together, pushing us into just like stretching ourselves as actors, because there's like an immediacy to improv that isn't quite there with scripted acting. Not all, unless you're fantastic at it. That's what you strive for, is that sense of immediacy. And it was really great to do that kind of work. So eventually it went from being like, we're instant theater, we are theater that happens to be improvised, to, okay, let's call it what it is. It's dramatic improv. And that kind of shorthand really helped people to be like, oh, okay.
We get it.
I know what I'm getting in for when I walk in the door, and then they see these improvised plays, basically, and when they are kind of brought to tears by things, or brought to a yelling at people on stage kind of thing, I'm like, that's fantastic.
Right.
Because to me, I love reactions of, or whoa, you son of a, I love that. I love that. To me, that's rich, and you chase after that stuff. So kind of made a space for it, and got lucky to, get with some really fantastic actors, and like, please stay. Let's do more stuff. What else do you want to do? So we ended up doing the festival and doing the classes and doing the shows, and it's wild and giant and completely out of control.
That's
In a fantastic way. I love it.
Exactly. That is good. Could you tell us about the 15-hour project? What is that?
That is something we started back in 2006, actually before Theater Momentum became a company, because we didn't become a company until early 2007. And this was spawned off of my little workshop group that we had all gotten together and played around with, all of these different show structures. And we decided that we were going to do kind of an improv version of the 24-hour theater things that people do, where they'll say, okay, we're going to get a writer and a director and some actors, and we're going to throw them all together over the course of 24 hours, and you're going to write a script based off of a prompt of water bottle. That's your prompt, go. And you write a script, and then you direct these actors in this script and rehearse it, and then you put it on that night. So we basically say, we're going to gather together all of these actors, all these improvisers who've never worked together before most of the time, and just let them work together. And then we have a process that we use, which is all, nitty gritty stuff. I'm not going to get into that. You don't care about that. But we build a show from scratch, and it's very often something that you don't see a lot of. So we get to kind of play with it and polish it and tighten it up, and then go rehearse it in the afternoon, and then put it on that same night.
Oh, that sounds great. That sounds great. So how can they get in touch with your program and find out more about Theater Momentum? And
go to theatermomentum.com.
Okay.
And that's with an R-E, not an E-R, because we didn't buy that domain.
That's why.
That's why. I don't know. I should just buy
Specifics.
That. Yeah. And that's got all the information about our shows and our classes, and it has a link to our festival. The festival is dramatikimprovfest.com. Right now we're in the process of accepting submissions for improv groups to come perform and teachers to come teach.
Cool.
And we're accepting that through, I want to say, March 15th. And then we'll be sending out notifications to people in late April. And then the show is in September. The festival's in September. It's just going to be great.
That sounds wonderful. Yeah. We want to thank Charlotte and Tony for joining us. And there we go. We want to thank Charlotte and Tony for joining us. And we'll be
Hey, welcome back. This your girl Leah Lukey R. On the side of me right now, we got my man's up-and-coming artist, Dolo Lil Ty. He brought us a single today, so we're going to get into it a little bit. So, Dolo, tell us a little bit about Street Love.
Street Love is like a emotional song, kind of, sort of. It's like basically, we young, so we kind of find our ways, and I don't know how to explain it. We young, so we kind of fall in love kind of quick. So I'm like, I need to make songs for the female. So that's what the song is.
Everybody in love today. Well, you know what? I'm not going to hold you. I'm going to go ahead and let him get into it. So this will be his single, Street Love, Dolo Lil Ty.
I know. Yeah, I know. That street shit don't mean nothing to me when I'm around you. Say I need to find someone, and baby girl, I found you. You told me to beat that, baby girl, I'm bound to. When we finally have sex, want the walls to be soundproof. Want them all up in the booth, I'll be thinking about you. Can't nobody take your place because you're irreplaceable. When you're not in my presence, I'll be feeling awful. When you're not in my presence, I'll be feeling awful. Remember nights when I'm alone, I just wanna call you. I know you ain't used to, but I'ma knock your walls loose. We ain't been talking for too long, but baby, can you fall through? I've been catching feelings ever since I saw you. Then I had to make this song cause I was feeling thoughtful. Girl, I'm with your vibe and I really mean it. I think about you all the time, it's feeling like I'm dreaming. I see the trust up in your eyes, I swear to God I seen it. Girl, I with you too hard and I ain't never leaving. I ain't never leaving. And I know, and I know, and I know, ayy. And I know, and I know, and I know, ayy. These feelings I've been feeling, these feelings I've been feeling, these feelings I've been feeling, mixed emotions every night, I gotta make a song. And I've been praying that this music shit'll put me on. I spill my heart out to the wrong ones and I'm still alone. Life's so depressing when it ain't no one to call on. Nothing else to do, so I just have to start praying. Like we signed up for this, but we ain't signed no registrations. And I'm just vibing to the beat and I'm so concentrated. And now I'm hoping I could just give me a special lady. Oh yeah, yeah, a special lady. And I'm just hoping I could just give me a special lady. And I just wanna get that check saying congratulations. And then on my message, then we have a baby. Hey. And we just have a baby. And then on my message, then we have a baby. Hey. Hey. And we just have a baby. And on my mission, we have a baby. And I'm around you. You want me to beat that? Baby girl, I'm bound to. When I'm all up in the booth, I'll be thinking about you. When you not in my presence, I be feeling awful. Remember nights when I'm alone, I just wanna call you.
Welcome back to Trendnation. We have another special guest, Miss Heather Bartholomew. She's a yoga instructor, and she's going to tell us a little bit about yoga. Now,
Yes.
I got a little short little story.
Sure.
Remember Bally's Health Club? and
I
stuff
do,
like that?
yeah.
Okay, what I did was I was like, I want to take yoga, so I went to the class, got up early in the morning and stuff like that, and then I sat down. Everybody had their mat. I didn't have a mat, so I'm on the hard floor, and then next thing you know, I don't know what this position was, but it's like laying on your back but bringing your legs up above your head. Which one is that called?
Yes, well, there's a bunch of different, this is actually half of what is sometimes a full circle that people eventually get to.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's when you're using your shoulders as a prop.
Right,
It's basically like a plow when you're putting your legs up over
and-
that way.
Yeah. and
Yes.
put your toes on the floor behind
Yes.
you and stuff like that.
It's amazing the levels that you get to once you start really getting into the practice.
Well, the level that I got to was I let out some gas. And and it you know, because here it is, I was struggling trying to get my feet up there. I was like, okay, and then by the time I got them back, I was like, ah, and then next thing you know, it was like, boom,
Yeah.
and everybody was like,
What?
and I think I had some rib tips like the day before.
Well, the
So-
hope with those kind of situations and the positive side is that means you were working hard, and a lot of times it's because people are so relaxed in
I was
yoga.
relaxed. I was,
Yes.
But I was just, trying to get those legs back there.
I mean, I can't say it hasn't happened to me before.
Oh.
And I
Okay, I don't feel
I
bad.
think it was once, but
Okay.
you don't forget that time. So I will say that. It's
No, I
okay
don't think
because
they-
it does happen.
I don't think they forgot it either.
Yeah,
'Cause they were like, "Ooh, Lord, what is that?"
It depends on if it's
Somebody
loud.
eat a dragon or
Yeah.
something?
I think I would have left after that. but-
Oh, well. No, I pretended like I didn't do it. So,
Yeah, just look for the closest person next to you.
Exactly.
Right, exactly. So, what is yoga?
So yoga is a combination of things. Now, the focus of like true yoga is just the breath. It is definitely turned into more of a workout. Like you hear of hot yoga and different vinyasa flows, and those are more extreme. And a lot of yoga does give you strength, but the real focus is getting that steady flow of breath.
okay.
And that in turn creates a meditative state.
Okay.
And
Oh,
the breath is super beneficial to our central nervous system, which we all want to be calmer. There's a lot of stress going on. And so that's something that you can take with you all day. That yoga breathing during your class will then follow you to work, public
When you're in
transit,
traffic.
when you're, when
You
you're
just
in
become
traffic.
a pro at it
Yes.
throughout your daily life journey.
Yes.
Just become a
So
pro
it's
at
very
it.
much the breath is the focus, and then the postures aid in getting that rhythmic breath going. Yeah, and the postures give you the strength. Yeah.
I gotta learn to breathe.
Is that
Yes.
is that something that people are taught? Because obviously some of the fears that people have as far as yoga is, they don't want to get out and embarrass themselves because, they're trying to do these new things. So
like me.
It's very, it is a difficult, well, it's not difficult, what am I saying? It's all about listening. Yoga is all about listening, and the instructor cues pretty much every limb, like left arm here, right arm here, tilt your head. You like every
like
single, yes.
twist them, but a little bit more
It
structure.
is a very focused twister.
With breath.
Yes, with breath. And you're not going to be tangled up with your partners as much. But it may happen in a busy class. But
Wow.
Okay.
So what are the, some of the most, some of the yoga, types of yogas that you more experienced with, like
So I was trained in Ashtanga, and I call that the OG of yoga because it is. It's where all the other yoga practices
The
have
original
stemmed
gangster
from.
of yoga.
Yep,
There you go.
straight out of India.
Yoga!
Yes, straight up. That was the beginning, that was it. Ashtanga. It's really hard, I will admit that.
Okay.
It's difficult, and it's the same series every time. Nothing's ever changing when you do that. And the levels, how I was saying with that one, it will take someone either a lifetime, or maybe 10 years, or who knows how long, just to get to perfect level 1.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Level 2 is insane.
Wow.
Like, I don't think
Okay.
I'm ever gonna get there, because it's like handstands in between each posture, basically.
Oh,
So that's
wow.
where the strength comes in.
Can we do something right quick?
Oh, a handstand.
Maybe, yeah, just some yoga, any type of yoga.
Oh, we definitely can do.
Come on, let's
yeah.
do some.
Sure.
Let's do some yoga. All right.
Do we
Now,
need that?
I'm going to try to, keep whatever is going on inside of my body, inside of my body.
Thank you. Okay.
All right, we're ready.
Go ahead. Okay. So today we're going to be practicing yoga that's in the yin family. And the yin family of yoga is slow, deep stretch. Slow, deep stretch. So let's begin with our hands on our knees, palms up. And we'll close our eyes, and we're going to start getting connected to our breath. So inhale through your nose, all the way down to your belly, fill all the way up to your collarbone. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. And the last one, we're going to do dragon breath out, exhale, which is sticking your tongue out and really letting it go. Inhale. Exhale. And that is a great stress reliever. Let's flutter our eyes open.
Okay.
And so we're a little tight on space here, so we're going to do just a little bit of a modified neck stretch. So we're going to look to our right, just to warm up the neck. Look to our left. Look back to our right, and make sure to continue with your deep breathing during this. And then to your left, and then center. And we're going to take our left hand and place it just off of our left hip, so around here will be fine, like there.
Okay.
Sure. We're going to drop our right ear to our right shoulder, lift up our right arm, and place it on the left side of our head. And we're just going to be using the weight of our arm for the pressure. No need to pull on our head. And you're going to breathe into that left side of your neck and really feel that stretch on the left side of your neck and opening up your chest. And really breathe into that. And we'll release that right arm down to pretty much the same place how you had it on your left hand side. Put your right hand a little bit away from your right hip. And then drop your left ear to your left shoulder, lifting your left arm up over to the right side of your head. And inhaling into that stretch on the right-hand side. And this is so good for us nowadays, especially because we're on our computers and on our cell phones, and our necks are really getting tight. So last breath. And release your left hand down. And let's go ahead and work our hips a little bit. Another thing that we're doing too much of is sitting at work, in our car. So we're going to inhale, arms up. Exhale, place your hands right in front of you and slowly slide out as far as you can until you feel a good stretch in your hips. And whichever foot is in the front will feel the deeper stretch.
I can feel it.
Now inhale back up, and we're going to switch feet. Put the other foot in front to get that other hip. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward. Place the hands. Go as far as you can. This one is a favorite of mine because I sit for work all day.
Well, we're going to continue doing some yoga right here. I don't know which camera I'm on. We're going to continue, but we'll be right back with Trendnation
Give everyone a namaste.
and some hot topics.
Oh, yeah.
Namaste.
Namaste. All right.
Good.
Got some
Good. I like that.
Good.
I feel my. And we're back. We're nice and relaxed though after that that nice relaxing yoga. I just feel like, well, we have to go into hot topics, and we only have a few minutes. So what we want to do is offer our love and our prayers to the Bryant family,
Yes.
because the loss of Kobe and Gianna,
Yes.
oh man, it hit me because I am a Lakers fan and I'm a Kobe fan. So I'm gonna pass.
7.
Yeah, and the other families that were above.
Oh, and I'm
aboard.
sorry, and also to the other 7 individuals that lost their lives too, who want prayers and love sent out to their families
Yes.
also. And I'm gonna pass it off before I start crying, because that's my boy. And my boy.
So I'll just jump in. So not too long ago, we lost him, and then there was more so trying to have the conspiracy theories as well as the information pertaining to the pilot, who also was one of the victims in the crash. And they were saying because of the fog, and he wasn't able to see, but they were saying that the equipment in helicopters, you're able to see in fog, just like with planes, you're able to see within it. And what they were saying was the cliff that he hit, he thought that he could make it, because that's a normal trip that they would always make, that they were saying that, he goes down a regular. It's just like us driving, but not sense of actually driving. Like, you pretty much know where you're going, when you come around this cliff and stuff like that. But because he was so far down, he was 2,000 feet below. And they were saying if he would have stayed above the average, I want to say maybe 3,000, 3,500, that he could have been above the fog, and he probably would have been able to make. Because they showed the clips that he was literally like feet away of actually meeting that cliff, and could have saved everyone. So they was questioning, and it's a lot of stuff that's out. They was questioning his motives, well, not motives, that he went too far below. They were saying basically if he would have just stayed above, it would have been fine. But unfortunately, he probably took his own head advice and was like, I can make it if I go further down. Maybe I get a little sense of being able to visibility and make it through it. Unfortunately, he tried to rise above, coming around, and he hit the clip, and
Wow.
that's pretty much how that went. And no, it was not an engine fail, as they were saying. The engine, they did investigations. Absolutely nothing was wrong with the plane itself, other than he was too far down and he hit that clip, the terrain. And
So
that's
roughly
pretty
just
much,
pilot error,
Right.
Yeah.
roughly.
Bad judgment is the best way I
Bad
can put it.
judgment.
Bad judgment.
Yeah, because we just don't want to mainly just put the blame on him, because that's a lot to bear.
Yeah.
To have the blame of that on his life, even though he did also lose his life during that. But just like you were saying, something about conspiracy theories, and it's like every time we turn around, it's some cartoon
That was in my head.
Simpsons.
Yes, the
or
cartoon.
the Simpsons that are predicting all
A
of
lot of
these things
future
that are
things that
happening.
are happening.
I mean, because no one ever thought that Donald Trump would ever be president of anything.
Exactly.
I mean,
It's true. I'm
then
trying to
the
think of,
airplane theory.
they had one with Trump, but I ain't gonna speak about that, because I don't want us to get blocked and blocked and stuff, because
he was coming down the escalator.
Yes.
And waving and stuff like that. Him and Melania, and then the sign fell in the cartoon, and in real life, the sign fell.
Yes, it did.
Yes, a lot
Yeah.
of
Let me
prediction
find
of
out.
Simpsons.
It may be
lot
some
of
truth to these
predictions.
conspiracy theories. I mean,
Yeah.
I get it. It's not that many people that's considered geniuses on everything.
Right.
It had to be some truth to it at some point. And I've always believed that, people that's elected is already handpicked. They already know, because the votes is just to make us feel like we had a part of something. But I honestly think they know who they want and don't want. I'm just gonna be honest. That's just me. That's my own little theory.
Yeah, because it's always years later when something happens. Once it's on The Simpsons, it's like, just go to The Simpsons, you'll find out what's going to happen in the next 20 years. So, 10 years, you'll know exactly what's going to happen.
He was in the was it the doing the butt video?
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm being honest. You know I love my music, and yeah, he was definitely in it. I mean, if you got a moment, if I'm saying it correctly, it should be doing the butt, but I want to say he was in that video, and if that was him, then he was already connected to everybody in the media world. So just saying.
Wow.
I mean, no matter what,
send
you
it
know, people always have different things to say when things happen. But,
Right.
you know, me personally as a father, I know that, you know, I felt a certain way because, you know, I have a son.
Right.
And, you know, whether you know him or you don't know him, as a human being, you're definitely going to feel it.
Right.
You definitely are.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But that's all of our time for right now. We want to thank each and every one of you for taking your
We have
time
another
out.
topic.
And, well, we got to go.
We got one more topic.
We got one more topic.
We got one more topic.
Oh, okay.
We got to
So
talk about
Gail
Gayle.
Christopher, he's trying to kick us off.
We got to talk about Gayle,
Oh, yeah.
aka Gal.
We know what happened with that, right?
Oh, Gail.
Yeah. Snoop Doggy Dog.
No, we got to go. Lisa,
Oh.
interview.
What, our interview? Oh, well.
Gayle did an interview.
Yeah. I
But wasn't
know.
that a pre-interview that was
No,
shown?
no,
Or that was
no.
actually...
That.
I don't like her right now. Gayle was very disrespectful, trying to tarnish the legacy of
With
Kobe
Lisa
Bryant
Leslie.
with the whole,
Get that.
you know, his rape situation that was
Right.
way back when.
Supposed-
My whole thing is,
Right.
and a lot of them do, especially her and Oprah, especially them two. I'm passionate. I'm sorry, y'all. I just feel some kind of way, like, you know, don't tarnish someone's legacy because they're not here to defend themselves. And when they were here, you didn't bring it up. You didn't speak about it. And now that they're gone, you know, all of us is in mourning. You know, everyone is feeling some kind of way. And then boom, yeah, did you know he had raped this girl? You know, so
And he'd already been found
Yeah.
innocent, and they settled the case, and everything was
Right.
buried and everything. So
Right.
I don't know why they would come and
I
bring that out.
was raised to never speak ill of the dead. And I don't know whatever happened to Life Society. Why do we really just speak ill? I mean, we all have our past, and we walk down a path whether it was good or not, but you're not supposed to speak ill of the dead. But
even
people don't care.
journalists, like, we're all journalists in our own way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at some point, we all got our ticket. You know, so one thing is, I don't want to have that moment where my day is up and then someone want to bring up some old stuff about me, but you didn't address it in my face when I was
Right.
present to
Right.
defend myself on whatever reasons that I had
I
behind
think they
it.
scared.
Of course they are. Because, I mean, they wouldn't have said it in his face. They wouldn't have said it any other way.
They
So
said
now
that.
what would be
They
the
would've
reason
said that
you
to
saying it now?
Exactly.
You know, he's not even completely gone, and you know his family is mourning. You know, oh my gosh, she lost a husband and a wife, and plus all the other victims that's out there that lost their family, and you want to bring up a rape charge right now.
Now, I
Right.
think that even if in passing we speak upon a person's life, their life history, okay, yes, some will be bad, some will be good, but you never supposed to just really downplay their character. If that's not their full life, the way they live their life, you know, from beginning to end, 24 hours a day, you're messing with their character. And that's something is not a good thing. You're never supposed to mess with anyone's character,
let me
but
ask
that's
you-
not how he lives his life.
Let me ask all three of y'all something.
What's that?
Okay, so this is my question for it all. At the end of the day, we all know his past and of course his future till his demise, right? Do you think that it was okay that she blamed it on the station, even though she was the one that did it? And we can have you guys let us know.
Yeah, that's a scapegoat. So what you can do is you can go to our Facebook page and put your answers of how you feel about it, your comments and stuff like that. But now, for real, we got to go.
We gotta go.
All right, so we want to thank you for joining us here
Yes.
at Trendnation.
Trendnation.
Check out our next episode, and we will be in your set, in your house. So,
All that in your ear.
Television.
see you later.